Hello, I am your Saturday host on Peppermint Juju, and this video is a few days late. I have been sick lately, and I look like a big hot mess, so I wasn't making any videos, anything like that. But this week's topic is on dreams, and while I do not know, or I'm not well versed in much information about dreams, I can speak a little bit on say like lucid dreaming, and I can do that because I have had lucid dreams. I've always had lucid dreams. I don't have lucid dreams all the time, but I have had lucid dreams from the time I was young. And I know that at the time I didn't know that's what they were. But there have been instances when I was able to control what was going on in my dreams. And that's basically what lucid dreaming is. Oh gosh, I'm not going to give a specific definition because I don't want to speak out of turn, but basically you are consciously aware that you are dreaming, and you are then able to control elements of your dream, what's happening in your dream. And I have done that from the time I was young. I've had, right up until fairly recently, I had lucid dreams. I don't actively seek to have lucid dreams, they just happen for me. Usually it's in the midst of a dream and I realize it's a dream, and then from there I can control whatever the situation is. There are steps you can take in order to initiate lucid dreams. I would say research that, look it up, because I found different techniques online, so I would look it up what that suits you. Aside from lucid dreaming, there are those who do or can do like divinatory things in dreams. Sometimes a dream can be or possess omens, or it can possess warnings and things like that. My grandmother typically gets those kind of dreams. One, and I think I've mentioned this on my own personal channel, but there's and it stands out in my mind because it was the most recent that I'm aware of. This happened a few years back. She woke up from a dream, and what woke her up was because in her dream she dreamt that our basement had flooded out, and she promptly woke up from her dream, ran down to the basement to check, and indeed our basement did flood. It wasn't to the severity of what was in her dream, but basically our neighbor, the house is in Brooklyn. It's a brownstone house, so brownstone houses are literally built on each other, so you literally share a wall with the neighboring house. Well, our neighbor's water pipe burst, his water line burst, and it flooded out our basement. I know she's had other dreams that basically have warned her about something. Usually it's not, she doesn't get dreams that warn her like, here in the near future this is going to happen. It's usually wake up, it's like happening now kind of thing. But there are people who do get visions in their dreams, or things that predict the future, things like that in their dreams. I don't get those. I did once, actually. I had one, and that was when I was a child. I was around 8, maybe 9, and I had reoccurring dreams, and it was the same exact dream almost every night. Initially it was once in a while, and then as the event or as the event was about to take place, it was every night. And as a child, I didn't tell anyone about this dream. I had no idea what it meant. All I know is that it scared me. So for me, it was a nightmare. And I basically dreamt, in the dream, I would be on the first floor of our home, and in the hallway there were some chairs set up, which is odd because there were no chairs at that time in the hall, but they were like folding chairs, and we didn't even have folding chairs to the best of my knowledge, but there were folding chairs in the hall. And my grandfather was in the hall with his friends. Now, these were people I've never seen before. And again, this was odd because my grandfather doesn't sit in the hall. Well, one, because well, there was no chairs. So, in the dream, I dreamt that he was in the hall with his friends, and he had asked me to get him something to drink, and I didn't want to go. Something just kept telling me I didn't want to leave. So I told him no, which is odd in and of itself because I do whatever he tells me to do. So I did go get him something to drink, and when I came back, there was nobody in the hall. The chairs were there. They were empty. And I found it odd, because I would have seen or heard everyone go up the stairs because it's a very old house. All the stairs creak. There is no sneaking around in this house. So as I'm coming back from where they were sitting back towards the kitchen, and still a hall, fairly long hall. In the hall there is a closet. This closet has 3 doors. Although it is all one whole closet, but there are 3 doors on this closet. One of the doors was open and it was slightly ajar, and it was dark in there. And I went to look in, and the door opened, and there was this man dressed in all black from head to toe, and he had well, I wouldn't call it like a fedora hat, but it was a hat with a rim, fairly old-fashioned hat, maybe almost like an Indiana Jones kind of hat. Anyways, he had on this rimmed hat, which was also black, and the hat cast a shadow over his face, so I could not see what this man looked like. And that would be the point I always woke up. I always woke up at the same point in this dream. And it was so fearful for me that for years I refused to go into that hall in the dark. Ultimately, I learned that this was a premonition of sorts. Basically, I was dreaming that my grandfather was going to die. And I did not know that at the time, and I didn't know it even after he died. But what I do know is that after he died, I no longer had those dreams. Now, like I said, I was 8 or 9, so this is not a connection that I made. This dream connecting to my grandfather's eventual death, and the fact that it stopped after he died. And actually, I did not know that. It was my grandmother who told me that's what I dreamt. When, sometime later, she couldn't understand why I just absolutely refused to go into the hall in the dark, where before I did not have that problem. And what had happened was, I explained the dream to her, and I told her what had happened, and she told me that I dreamt of his death. So that's pretty much the only time that I can remember that I've had a premonition in a dream. But scientifically, dreams are needed. I remember seeing a documentary about, I think actually just recently I looked it up to learn more about dreams, and it was on the Discovery Channel, where basically it says dreams are necessary. Dreams is what is used to help filter out useful information that you collect during the day. During the day, everything that you go through is stored, like I'm going to say, in a temporary database in your mind, or temporary space, and it is at night when you dream that these dreams things are filtered out through those dreams, and what is important is what is saved in your memory. And there have been a lot of people who, with the use of dreams, have made important finds through scientists to artists and things like that. So dreams are very important, whether you are looking at it in a scientific light or if you're looking at it through a metaphysical light. Your dreams can also hold information or omens that you may not readily know. A lot of things can be shown symbolically in your dreams. So you have things like dream interpretation, where there might be things like I used to dream a lot when I was younger of falling, and I think that has something to do, or I was running a lot. I was running from something in my dreams. Usually it's something that's life-threatening, like something is trying to kill me kind of thing. And a lot of that has to do with, or when you look like in dream interpretation books, running has sometimes has to do with you escaping problems. You're not dealing with problems that you need to deal with, and you basically, your dream is telling you you need to stop and you need to deal with your situations. So I've had several dream dictionaries, and I have found them to be quite useful. I haven't really delved into dream interpretation in the last few years, actually, so there's a lot of things that I forgot. But yeah, this was a very interesting topic. There was a lot that I don't know about dreams, so I did research a little bit so that I can give you something. So I can't just sit here and say, I don't know. But yeah, so on many levels, dreams are important. And then this can even branch out into things like astral projection, which I am not familiar with. I'm going to even say probably vision quests can also be branched out, or can be a subcategory of like dreaming. So that's basically it. That's really all I can offer right now. I really meant to do more research, but like I said, I've been really sick and I just didn't have the time to do it. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and blessed be.